Okay everybody, so we're going to start at the top of Perfect, and basically what I'll do is I'll play through, it starts with basically the verse, and so I'll play through that, show you what I'm doing, break it down for you step by step, and then we'll move along the song, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and on that way. So this is what the verse sounds like, very beginning, solo guitar arrangement. And keep in mind, this is open, not with a capo on the first fret. So if you want to play the original key, you put a capo on the first fret and play everything the same way, but capo on the first. So this is, I guess, a half step down from the original, just regular open in the key of G. Here is the solo arrangement of Perfect. Okay, so that's the verse. And what we're doing, we're starting with a hammer-on from the open D to the E on the second fret, and then an open G. Now we're in a 12/8 time signature, which means we have 4 beats, and there's a triplet per beat. So you have your standard 4 beats, but instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's in triple meter, meaning that you have 3 beats or 3 subdivided beats per large quarter note beat. So 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 ba 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 ba. And so that's the feel. So the first thing we play is beat 4. It's a triplet on beat 4. 4 and like that. So we're hammering on D to E on the second fret, and then open G, and then we play this. Okay, so here we're basically making our G chord, but with just 2 fingers. So you could do it this way with your middle finger and ring finger. I'm doing it with my middle finger, or with my ring finger and pinky. But it doesn't matter. 3rd fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the B string. And so we start with the low G plus an open G. And then we play open D and open G, and that's the first beat. And then the second beat is, I'm sorry. So now the second beat we play the 3rd fret B string, low G, and then open D. So we have, and then the 3rd beat is the same thing, except in accordance with the B string on the 3rd fret, we're also playing the open G together. And then low G and open D. So we have, and then the 4th beat is, so now the 4th beat, we're playing the low G and open D, G, and B strings all together. And then we pull off 2nd fret to open on the G string. Like that. So we have, and then the next measure, we go basically to an E minor 7 chord. And it's a really similar idea. We're playing open E and open B, middle finger on 2nd fret D string, and then open G. And then we keep our pinky, basically we put our pinky back on the 3rd fret B string, and then we play the same strings that we did in the first measure, except now we're playing it over an E minor 7 chord. So pinky on the 3rd fret B string, and then open E, and then 2nd fret D string. So we have, and then we do the pinky on the 3rd fret again, but this time with the open G, just like in the first measure. And then low E, and then 2nd fret D string again. So we have, and then the last beat, 4 and is a hammer on open G to A, 2nd fret, and then open B. And then we do the next measure. So far we have this. And this is the new measure. Okay, so the new measure, we start with 3rd fret C on the low A, on the A string, and open B, and then we do a quick pull off from A to open G on the 3rd string. So we have, and then we do, and then we're basically making like a C add 9 chord. So it would be like a C chord here, except we put our pinky on the D that we've been playing with our pinky so far. So we play the 2nd beat is an open G, then C, then E on the D string. And then we play our pinky note, but the open G attached to it, just like we've been doing. And then C and E again. So we have, and just like the last measure, we do a hammer on open G to A, and then open B. And that's the end of that measure. So we have, and then the next measure, revolves around a D major chord. So now I'm playing open D and A on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and then I play the A again, so it's 1 and so this little D power chord lasts for almost a whole beat, and then I play the A again, and then my pinky goes back on the D note on the B string, and I just kind of go down B string, G string, D string, 3, 2, open. You can also play like a regular D chord this way. Like that. And then the 3rd beat, so 1 and 2 and 3. That beat 3 is just that high F sharp in your D major chord. And then we play open B, pull off A to G. And that's basically our 4 chord progression that goes 4 measures long. So this is what the beginning sounds like. And then we kind of repeat the same chords, but in a slightly altered way. So this is the next 4 measures. next measure is basically identical to the first measure with like only a slight difference at the very end. So this is the new time the 4 chords turn around. So this is, I guess, the 5th measure of the song. Okay, so it's literally identical except the last beat is different. The last beat, the first time around was, and the last beat this time is just, so we're just playing that D on the B string, and then an open B. And that's the only difference. And then when we go to the E minor chord now, we're doing a quick pull-off from A to G with the low E attached to it. And then another low E. And then we play that D again with an open G connected to it. And after that, open E, 2nd fret D string. Like that. So, and then again, same exact thing. And then hammer on G to A. Like that. So we have, and now here when we go to the C, we're basically playing the C on the A string and then open G and B together with a quick hammer on onto the 1st fret of the B string. We play it again and then do a quick pull off from that 1st fret to open. And after that, we play the 2nd fret A on the G string, and then a D power chord, open D and that A together. And that after that power chord, we pull off that A to G, play an open D, and then hammer on, and then play open B. So, and then back to that D power chord. So that's like a, right there. And basically we finish the verse with, 3 times on the D on the B string, and then slide that into the 5th fret, open B, and then A on the G string. And then we go into the pre-chorus. So let's back up and go from the very beginning all the way up to the beginning of the pre-chorus. That's the verse. So now we'll go into the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is basically just 4 measures long with like a little, and it repeats, so it's technically 8 measures long, and the last bar is different both times. So this is the pre-chorus. I'll do it with that little lick going into it. And there we go into the chorus. So now the pre-chorus basically starts once again on a G chord, low G and open G and B strings. And so we play those three together, plus then an open D and an open G. And then we kind of repeat that. But the next time, beat 2, we don't play that low G to start. Like that. So. So 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4 and we play that double stop again and pull off A to G. So that double stop is the first of each triplet. And then we do the same idea over the E. The only difference now is the first time we do it, it's all open strings. The exact same set of strings, except instead of a 3rd fret on the low E, we're just playing open low E. Except the second beat now, instead of using an open D string, we use a 2nd fret on the D string. So there's the double stop, the low E, and then the 2nd fret on the D string. So that's... And then the double stop again, all open, and then the last beat is the same as the 4th beat of the first measure. The double stop plus the pull off. So we have now here we're doing the same idea that we did in the, a similar idea in the verse, where we're playing that C major chord and we're doing a quick hammer-on. So playing C plus the open G and B, and a quick hammer-on on the B string to the 1st fret. But then right after that hammer-on, we play the 3rd fret C, and then the 2nd fret E. So it's like the full C chord. And then we do the reverse of that, pull off, and then C and E again. And then open G, open D. So, and then the last measure of the first time through the pre-chorus is this. So now we're playing G plus the open B, and then open D and open G. And then the double stop, open G and B, plus a C to B pull off, 1st fret to open on the B string. And then your D power chord, open D and A on the 2nd fret. And then this little move, where we're now sliding that A up to the 4th fret, back, and then pulling off to open. And then it repeats again. So the first time through the pre-chorus sounds like this. Pre-chorus repeats with a slightly different ending. So it repeats the exact same thing, except instead of going to this, instead of doing that, it goes to this part. Goes to that little melody. And here what we're doing 2 quick hammer-ons from open G to A, and then a quick hammer-on open B to D. and then an open B, and a quick pull off 2, 4, 2, open, all on the G string. And right there is where the chorus begins. So this is what the full pre-chorus sounds like. And right there's where we go to the chorus. So it's a lot of stuff, and it's all based around just like 3 chords: your G, your E minor 7, your C, and then your D, right? But it's how you navigate that and include the melody into it that really makes it really nice. And make sure that you get these notes to ring and they resonate and they kind of carry over each other. Otherwise you end up with this like very robotic bump, 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 bump. You don't really want that. You want something nice and very round and washy sounding, right? Where the notes are kind of like blending together, creating this sort of like stew of harmony, right? So work with that, and then we'll go to the chorus next. So stick around.